Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some of my favorite picks on Prizepicks for today's slate for Wednesday, March the 2nd. We do have a bigger slate today. We do have 8 games, and there are a lot of props I do like today. I'm recording this video around 11:30 Eastern on Wednesday, early morning, and there's a lot up. Prizepicks has basically gotten almost their entire board posted. Most of their fantasy point projections are up already. A lot of their points props are already available. I think they have just about every game posted right now. There's a lot that I do like today, so we're going to talk through in this video at least 3 specific plays that I do like. Now, if you guys do want some of my other picks that I like on Prizepicks, you can get those over on Patreon. I do provide a lot more other Prizepicks content over there. All of my favorite plays. I even share the entries that I'm playing on Prizepicks, so if you guys want to tail the entries that I'm putting my own money on, I give those out for Patreon members. You can check out the Patreon, get access to all of my updated Prizepicks content, updated DFS content. You can get in our Discord chat. That is all available for Patreon members. But if you guys enjoy these videos, make sure you hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button as well if you are new here. And if you have not yet, you can actually go sign up for Prizepicks and use code NOAH. Prizepicks will give you a 100% match on your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my code. Prizepicks does offer a ton of player props, not just in NBA, but they offer a lot of other sports as well. You can take a look at their entire board. You can mix and match sports over on Prizepicks. You can win up to 10 extra money over there. If you want to check them out, sign up, use code NOAH, and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Before we get started looking at the 3 picks for today that I do like, we can kind of recap yesterday. Yesterday was just super unfortunate. We did go 0-3 on the 3 picks I give out. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. It has not been very good so far. We've not been doing that well. I do want to say though that yesterday, all our guys were so close. We needed 12 rebounds from Clint Capella, and he finished with 11. I think he got subbed out with 5 minutes left in the game. Atlanta just decided to go small and played Gallo at the 5. They took Capella out with 5 minutes left. I want to say that if he plays out those final 5 minutes, he probably grabs another rebound and hits his prop. But he subbed out with 5 minutes left and came up just short, finished with 11 rebounds. And then Gary Payton, his minutes were actually really good yesterday. He just wasn't that productive. There's nothing I can say. He played 26 or 27 minutes, only scored 18 fantasy points. We needed 21, so he came up just short. And then Terrence Mann, depending on when you got the prop in, he actually did hit over 27 fantasy points, but I know shortly after I got done making the video, his projection went up from 27 to 28, and I think most of you guys probably weren't able to get it at 27. You probably got it at 28. He finished with 27.9. Literally, was 0.2. We needed 0.2 from him. We needed 0.1 for him to push. If you were able to get it in at 27, then you won that pick technically. But I'm sure most of you guys probably didn't get that man prop in until his projection was at 28. He came up 0.1 short. So Capella needed 1 rebound from him, didn't get it. We needed 0.2 fantasy points from Terrence Mann, didn't get there. He did get subbed out. Another game where there was blowout and he got subbed out a little early, didn't ever come back in the fourth quarter. He did play a few minutes in the fourth quarter, but eventually didn't come back because it was a blowout. Just unfortunate, man. A lot of close calls yesterday, but in the end, we went 0-3. It's not been a good run, but I got 3 picks that I do like for today, and hopefully today we can finally go 3-0. I feel like at some point, man, we're going to have a good day. We're going to hit all 3 of our picks. We'll start off with the fantasy point category once again, and we're going to take a look at Domantas Sabonis. So Sabonis, he is someone that I do like quite a bit on this slate, and I think most of his props look really appealing today. For the sake of this video, we're going to take over 41 fantasy points. But if you wanted to take his PRA, I think it's totally fine. He's hit his PRA now in 4 straight games. I think his rebounds look pretty good as well. His rebounding numbers have been really good with Sacramento. He's been playing the 5. He's been getting a ton of boards, 12, 14, 16, and 16 rebounds over his last 4 games. So even over on his rebounds, I like too. But for the sake of this video, we're going to take over 41 fantasy points on Domantas Sabonis. This is a projection that I think is a little bit too low. I think his projection should be 43, 44. We might see this one rise a couple points as the day does go on. But I want to take a look at, kind of talk through his game logs so far this year with Sacramento. So basically, since he's been traded from Indiana to Sacramento, he has played, I believe, 6 games now. And his game log has gone like this. So he's put up 37, 25, 51, 59, 48, and then 38 fantasy points. So those are the 6 games he's played with the Kings. Those are his fantasy point finishes. But there's a couple things that are kind of that catch my eye. So first off, one of the games where he finished with 25 fantasy points, he only played 25 minutes because it was a blowout. They lost big time against Brooklyn. And then the last two games, or just specifically the last game against OKC where he came up just short, he only played 31 minutes and because he had 5 fouls. He was in massive foul trouble. He also had 8 turnovers, which is a little bit of an outlier. I mean, Sabonis is not ever going to have 8 turnovers probably in another game this season. But man, like he should, I would say he's probably hit this prop in 4 straight. I know he came up just short last game against OKC, but should have hit this prop in 4 straight. He's been in foul trouble the last 2 games, but that still hasn't stopped him. Even in a game against Denver where he only played 33 minutes, he still put up 48 fantasy points. We saw when he first got traded to Sacramento, his minutes weren't super, super high. Like they were playing him like 32, 33 minutes. Well, the last few games, I mean, 37 against Chicago, 37 against Denver, 33 against Denver again, but he was in foul trouble. Last game against OKC, he played 31, but he was in foul trouble. So I think if this game stays close, we're going to get 35, 36, 37 minutes from Domantas Sabonis. And you can actually look at his numbers so far this year with Sacramento. He's played 230 minutes. He's averaged 1.38 fantasy points per minute, 24.5% usage rate, which is second highest on the team behind De'Aaron Fox. Terrence Davis does have a higher usage rate, but obviously Terrence Davis is out right now. 26.6% assist percentage, 23.9% total rebound percentage. Like we know Sabonis stuffs the stat sheet. He does everything, and his numbers have been really good with Sacramento. And you can actually look at his per 36. So on average, when he plays 36 minutes with the Kings, with what his rates are so far this year with Sacramento, he averages almost 50 fantasy points per 36 minutes. So man, like I think if Sabonis plays 35, 36 minutes, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for 45, 50 fantasy points, easily hits this over. This is one of the best games of the night to target for fantasy purposes. Really high total in this Kings-Pelicans game. Close spread as well. It's a game that expect to stay close. Over 41 fantasy points for Domantas Sabonis. I like quite a bit today. Then we're going to head over to the points category, talk about one guy that I really don't bet on that often. I think the only time I've bet on this guy has been when Giannis has been out. So that's Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton over 18.5 points. Not a prop that, again, you probably think looks great because obviously it's a tougher matchup against Miami. Middleton's a guy that can somewhat be inconsistent when Giannis is healthy. You really never know what you're going to get from Middleton. But he's actually been pretty consistent lately, at least at hitting this prop. He's hit it in 4 straight games now. The one game he didn't was the All-Star game, so I don't even want to look at that. But I do want to pull up Middleton's game log and actually take a look. I think he's hit this 18.5 points prop in 6 out of his last 7, if I remember correctly. So he got 19 against Charlotte, 25 against Brooklyn. Against Philly, he had 19. Against Indiana, he had 19. Only had 16 points against Portland, but the 2 games before that, he had 21 and 21 points. So Middleton, he has hit this points prop in 6 out of his last 7 games. The reason I like this prop, not only has he been consistent at hitting it, but I think in this matchup against Miami, like you got to think Miami's going to do whatever they can to try and stop Giannis here. We could see them throw a lot of double teams at Giannis. We could see them really focus their defense on Giannis. That could lead to more scoring opportunities for a guy like Middleton, for maybe even Drew as well. These teams have actually played 3 times this year, and I did want to pull up Middleton's game log in those 3 games. I don't think it's super, super important, but for what it's worth, I'm pretty sure Middleton has hit his over in 2 of their 3 games against Miami. When they played on December the 8th, he had 20 points. When they played on December the 4th, he had 22 points. And then when they played at the very beginning of the season on October the 21st, wasn't as good for Middleton, but that was a massive, massive blowout. They lost by almost 40. He only played 23 minutes, only had 10 points, but he's hit this prop in 2 of their 3 games against Miami. The one where he didn't was a massive blowout. This is a big-time game. 2 Eastern Conference teams going up against each other. This could definitely be like a preview of the Eastern Conference Finals. I think this is going to be a big game. I think we're going to see a lot of these guys, try and play well. I think Miami's going to do whatever they can to stop Giannis, and that could lead to more opportunity for a guy like Middleton. His usage and his shot attempts, I want to say, have been pretty good. In these games where he's been hitting this prop, I mean, he's been taking 16, 13, 20, 12, 15 shots. I mean, he's been taking 13, 15 shots per game. He'll take plenty of threes as well. As long as he can shoot 40, 50% from the field and he doesn't shoot the ball god-awful, I think Middleton easily gets us 19 points and hits this over. So over 18.5 points for Chris Middleton, another prop that I like on today's slate. And then the last prop that we will talk about in this video is on the assist side, and that is with James Harden. So James Harden on a new team obviously has played 2 games so far with the Sixers, and he has hit this assist prop in both of those 2 games. Now, he's obviously hit this prop before when he was on the Nets as well in the games he played with them. He hit it against Sacramento, but I don't want to look at those games. I really want to focus on his last 2 games with Philly because he's on a different team now. And his role's been really good with Philly, at least his assist role. So we can actually take a look at Harden on his so far in the 2 games he's played with the Sixers. He's played 74 minutes. Obviously, this is a small sample size, so I'm sure there's some regression coming here, but almost a 55% assist percentage for James Harden, 54.9% assist percentage for Harden in the 2 games he's played with the Sixers. And if you actually look at his potential assist, this is something that I like to look at when betting on assist. Potential assists are super important because when it comes to assist, a lot of times it just comes down to your teammates making the shots. I mean, a lot of times you'll see guys get a lot of potential assists, but they just get really unlucky and don't get a lot of actual assists because their teammates just don't make shots. Well, Harden not only is getting a lot of assists, but he's getting a ton of potential assists as well. He's averaged 23.5 potential assists through 2 games with Philadelphia. Last game against the Knicks, he had a ton of potential assists. He had 28 potential assists, 16 actual assists, and then the game before that, he had, I believe, 19 potential assists. So 19 and 28 potential assists for Harden through 2 games with the Sixers. On average, guys normally will average whatever their potential assist is. On average, they will get about half their potential assists will be actual assists. So on average, if a guy has 20 potential assists, they'll get 10 assists. Obviously, those numbers can vary from game to game. There will be games where guys get a lot of assists. Their teammates are hitting their shots. There will be games where a guy gets really unlucky and their teammates, every time he passes the ball, their teammates just miss. I mean, it's just assists are it all comes down to your teammates making their shots. But so far, Harden's been getting, not only has he been getting a lot of assists, but he's getting a lot of potential assists as well. So, and his assist percentage has been really high. He's been passing the ball a ton. He's had the ball in his hands a ton so far with Philadelphia. He's been their primary point guard. They've been staggering his minutes with Joel Embiid. So Harden, he'll get to run with the second unit. He should be really productive in those minutes, should have the ball in his hands a ton in that time. His assist numbers have been really good. I think over 10.5 assists is definitely doable for James Harden once again, especially if he's going to continue to average so many potential assists per game. He can feed the ball down in the post to Joel Embiid. He can kick it out to Tobias Harris, to Tyrese Maxey. I mean, they have a lot of good shooters. Even like Niang coming off the bench is a really good 3-point shooter. So a lot of ways for Harden to get assists here, and I think getting 11 assists today is definitely doable for him. So I do like over 10.5 assists for James Harden. That is the 3rd and final pick in this video. So 3 picks. If you want to parlay these picks, do a 3-pick power, you could do that. That would pay out 5 extra money. If you put $10 on it, it would pay out $50. If you put 20, it would pay out 100. I will definitely be doing an entry with these 3 guys. I'll probably be putting these 3 and some other entries I post as well. I do share all my entries over on Patreon. So again, if you want access to those, you can check out the Patreon link down below in the description. I share all my Prizepicks entries over there. I also give out some of my other favorite picks that I like for Prizepicks that you can kind of mix and match across all your entries. All of my other updated DFS content's provided on Patreon. Our Discord chat's available. There's a ton you can check out over there. Link down below in the description. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I do wish you the best of luck tonight. We will see you in the next one. Good luck, guys. Peace.